So you've been thinking about making a move here to Salt Lake City, Utah, but you want to know everything possible before you make the move? Well, you are in luck, because today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 things that you should know before making the move here to Salt Lake, and we're going to hop into it right now. Mariah, Koehle here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. I'm a licensed and active real estate agent here in and around the Salt Lake City, Utah area, and this channel is literally everything you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, and living in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. If that is of interest to you, you're subscribing down below, and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you are notified every week we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time who are looking to make a move, who are looking to relocate, buy or sell a property here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move in a week, in a month, or even a year from now, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and my team and I would absolutely love to help you out. So making a move here to Salt Lake City is a big deal, especially if you are relocating from out of state, or if you are relocating from a different part of the state. These are different things that you should know if you are thinking about making a move here. And honestly, I wish that I would have known some of these things before my family and I made a move here. So number one is the climate change. Yes, the climate change that you are going to experience here in Utah, depending on where you are coming from. I have had clients come from all over the country, and many of the times they usually say like, oh, I was surprised a little bit by the climate. So when we talk about climate, winters are usually going to be pretty cold. January and February are going to be your coldest months here in Utah, and you're going to typically see quite a bit of snow. Last year was the snowiest winter they have had in years and years and years and years. I remember the first couple years that we lived here, I remember thinking like, oh, this was winter? Great, that was done. Summers, you are going to, depending on the month, it's usually going to be right around 90 degrees. Let me tell you though, with the winters and with the summers, because Utah, the elevation, the altitude, all of that, you are going to experience what we call a dry summer or a dry winter. And what I mean by this is the humidity here is very low. So even though it's cold, it doesn't feel as cold because it's dry. Even though it's hot, it doesn't feel as hot because it is dry. You don't have that humidity. So number one, know that going in. Number two, there are a lot of jobs in and around the Salt Lake City, Utah area. Lots in the way of healthcare, tech. When we're talking about education, a lot of jobs, a lot of construction jobs. I have actually never met as many home builders as I have when we moved here to Utah. And I remember thinking like, wait, you're a home builder, and then you're a home builder, and so-and-so's uncle's a home builder, and then like, it just seems like a lot in the way of construction, home building, all of that. So a lot of jobs here, low unemployment rate here as well. 3, if you are looking for a relatively low crime rate, Utah, specifically Salt Lake, is going to be that. It is a really beautiful, clean place. When you look in and around, the areas, it is, compared to many big cities, you are going to see, very little crime, and honestly, very little trash. There are it's just a beautiful place. So that's next thing. Number 4, there is a strong sense of community and a strong sense of what I like to say is Utah pride. A lot of people that live here are very proud to live here and are very happy to be living here in the Beehive State and just, all that Utah has to offer. The next thing that you should know is that it is a conservative state. Yes, in Salt Lake, you're going to see more, maybe more liberal views, but overall arching, it is a conservative state, and many of the residents here want to keep it that way. So people that are coming in, and I get this a lot, that are relocating here, a lot of people from Utah will be like, that's great, we'll take you in, but like, just make sure that like, this is what you're kind of coming into, these are our beliefs, this is our this, and we're a pretty conservative state. So a lot of people just know that coming in, sure, other views and everything are more than welcome, but overall, that's what you're going to experience here. Moving right along, there is a strong predominance. You will notice a strong, religious predominance here from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You will see a lot of church buildings. You'll see a lot of temples. You'll see a lot of families coming and going to church, but there are also a lot of different religions and also a lot of, welcoming of beliefs and all of that here. So just know, if you are thinking about making a move here, that you will see a lot of that here, but also you'll also notice that a lot of just great, wonderful people too. All right, moving right along, let's talk about the outdoor recreation. Yes, the outdoor recreation. Before we moved here, I knew that there were a lot of things to do in the way of outdoor recreation. I just didn't realize how many things there were to do. So when we moved here, we ended up getting ski passes for our kids. We ended up, our kids were just involved in a lot of different, soccer and gymnastics and just a lot in the way of recreation. If you're into tennis, if you're into boating, if you're into paddleboarding, sailboard, like really, there are so many different activities for you to do here, which Utah, I know, draws in a lot of people who are outdoor enthusiasts, and a lot of people move here specifically because they're like, hey, I got a job here, and I also love the outdoors, and I love the mountains. I love exploring the mountains. Obviously, in the wintertime, you've got world-class skiing and incredible snow. People come here from all over the world to experience that here. And then in the summertime, though, many of these ski resorts, they're used for mountain biking hills. So people will go mountain biking on the hills just because there's, so much that you can explore. You'll take the gondola, you can put your bike on the back, you'll take the gondola up, and then you can, ride your bike down. So really just a lot in the way of outdoor recreation. Moving right along to education, there's so many different educational opportunities here in and around Salt Lake City too. You've got the University of Utah that's here. You've got Westminster College here. You've got Weber State that's a little bit more north. If you keep going a little bit more north too, you're going to have Utah State. If you're headed down into Utah County, you're going to have Brigham Young University. You're going to have Utah Valley University. And then if you keep going down, more southern, you're going to have Utah Tech. You're going to have, Cedar City. You're going to have, there's a college down there too. So just a lot in the way of higher education in terms of if you are homeschooling and you are looking for homeschool options, and if you are looking for a co-op for that, if you are, wanting to go the charter school route, the private school, the public school, lots in those different directions. So many people are moving here simply for the education as well. Next thing you should know is the inversion. Yes, the inversion that comes in and out of Salt Lake City. We talk about this a lot, but honestly, day to day, it usually does not affect most of the people that live here in and around Salt Lake. So the inversion that comes in, it's thick, smoggy air. It gets stuck here. Usually it doesn't get blown out until there's a storm that blows it out. Once that gets blown out, everything, is pretty great. However, if you do have health problems or respiration, problems, that might be a consideration and something you really should think about, which kind of leads me right on to the next one, which is the healthcare options. Here in Utah, there are so many really strong healthcare facilities. You've got the Huntsman Center, you've got the University of Utah, you've got, Intermountain Healthcare. So there's a lot in the way of healthcare options. So lots of really, really strong options for that. And then last but not least, we talk about this one a lot, but the job market. The unemployment rate here is very low. It's less than 3%. And if you, like I said, healthcare, construction, education, all of that, the tech industry, lots in the way of jobs. So hopefully this gives you an idea. If you are thinking about making a move out here, yes, lots in the way of jobs. Know a little bit about the inversion, know, the public transportation coming in and out of Salt Lake City. You've got the international airport that's 10 minutes away from Salt Lake City. You've got a lot of different options, strong, sense of community that's here. There is a religious influence that's here, but really a religious diversity as well. So know these things. And again, if you are thinking about making a move, relocating, buying or selling a property here in Utah, my team and I help people like you all the time, and we absolutely love it. So feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and it would be our pleasure to chat with you and see how we can help. Take care and wishing you a wonderful day. Bye.